Ladies and gentlemen, we are making history here tonight, here at the Grand West Arena in Cape Town. This is the first ever PFL event to be held on the African continent. And right now, it's time for our main card bouts for the PFL Road to Dubai Champions Series. This is a showcase bout in the PFL heavyweight division and is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a combat sambo specialist and he stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 240.8 pounds with a fight record of 36 wins and 8 losses, with 18 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He holds the PFL all-time record for the most finishes with 12, and he's fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2024 PFL Heavyweight World Champion, Denis the Russian Bogatyr Goltsov. And now introducing his opponent. He's fighting out of the red corner. This fighter is a wrestler who stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 239.2 pounds with a fight record of 18 wins and 6 losses with 1 no contest, and 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He's fighting out of Robinsonville, New Jersey, by way of Rockton, Illinois, in the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2024 reigning Bellator Light Heavyweight Champion, Corey Overtime Anderson. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Rich Mitchell.
Here are the Arkham Advanced Stats presented by Arkham. Trade with intelligence. 84% of Denis Goltsov's many wins have come via finish.
Ready.
3 straight in the first round.
Corey Anderson talked about combination punching. I'm taking on bigger guys. They can take a shot the way light heavyweights can't. I need to put my punches together. Fortunately, that's how he's always fought.
Heavy low kick there from Goltsov, followed it up with the jab. He has an elite jab.
Footwork to go with it.
This is a more aggressive Denis Goltsov than we often see.
Much faster start than I expected. Outside trip.
Not able to complete that good balance by the former Division III wrestler and All-American Corey Anderson.
Grab the shorts.
Now someone is bleeding already. I see blood on the shoulder. Yeah, it's around the right eye, Corey Anderson. Man, that jab is just laser focused right now.
He brought in that shovel uppercut after the jab, did Denis Goltsov. That head movement is going to do Corey Anderson some favors as the jab keeps pumping for the Russian.
It's a little bit surprising for Corey Anderson, who's being out-jabbed early in this fight. He talked about, he doesn't really have a reach advantage over me. I think he thought that, man, I can get around the jab, and it's been right there.
Well, there's having a reach and there's knowing how to use a reach. And not that Corey Anderson doesn't know how, but very few people do it as well as Denis Goltsov when it comes to that jab.
Give us some Rocky IV vibes, talking about his training. He was in the Russian mountains, living an austere life, getting ready for this fight.
Double unders now for Corey Anderson. He likes to work from this position. Again, Corey Anderson incredibly strong at 205 pounds. We'll see if he carries that same strength into the heavyweight division with bigger opponents. Able to off-balance Goltsov.
Right into a spiral ride, yep.
Got the half Nelson on Denis Goltsov.
That's one of the differences, Sean, is you can take a guy down who's bigger, but they have the strength to pop back to their feet in the way a light heavyweight wouldn't.
Corey Anderson doesn't mind that the fight is going this way. He feels like he's going to have the deeper gas tank here. The nickname Overtime comes from his work ethic, his ability to keep pushing even into later rounds. And that is, if you have a question about Denis Goltsov, even with that impressive resume, that is one, because he hasn't faced a ton of adversity throughout his career.
He was at pains to tell us, Corey Anderson, he says, I'm 35, I'm still keeping up with the kids, still fighting with younger, faster, stronger guys. Both these guys 35, and as we know, as you move up in weight, you just have more shelf life.
And just look at the work rate being established right now by Corey Anderson. Doesn't like being out at the end of that Denis Goltsov jab anymore, so what does he do? He starts to impose his will here in the wrestling. And not to belabor the point too much, but 78-inch reach for each guy. There is a 2-inch height difference, but they were only a pound apart. Moving up to heavyweight, Corey Anderson, he admitted in the fighter meetings, yeah, you know, I had to adjust a little bit because your body moves differently when it's 240 pounds than when it's 215 pounds or 220 pounds on fight day. But he got used to it. He put in enough time in camp that he has acclimated.
Use it, gents. Use your position. Let's go.
What we will see at the end of this round, he's spending a lot of time pummeling with a guy who's used to pummeling at heavyweight, and that can really wear you out if you're not used to it.
This exchange happening right in the corner of Corey Anderson. Frank Yeager, Nick Catone and company, Misha Serkinov, and Denis's old Sambo coach in his corner.
Good right hand.
Chopping left hand from Denis Goltsov, who finds himself in a real firefight here with 43 seconds left in round one. Takedown from Corey Anderson.
The question was, who would have more energy at the end of those pummeling exchanges, and it looks like Corey Anderson.
Look at the big breaths from Denis Goltsov as he was just holding on there before finally putting in the effort to stand up.
That's the kind of effort that Frankie Edgar in his corner is going to love. That's a guy who's undersized and wore fighters out. Corey Anderson trying to do the same thing, except at heavyweight.
Outside trip attempt there for Goltsov. Anderson wise to it.
Stop!
Spinning elbow to finish the round, misses.
Here Frankie Edgar say he's fading. They are confident their guy can just increase the pace and go longer than Goltsov.
And Corey Anderson, he made an unsuccessful bid at the Bellator title before finally winning it in a 5-round fight. Good knee and a follow-up right hand from Denis Goltsov. Trying to catch a second wind here in the second round.
Corey Anderson trying to use his head movement to get around that jab. Also little tiny angles both ways, right and left. Bad sign is Goltsov going right to the fence. No circling, no angling.
Goltsov digs the underhook, replaces, and breaks.
You see how Corey Anderson, in the same position, circled out. Didn't want to be put against the fence.
Goltsov trying to stay sharp on this jab. He's had success early here in round two. Still to come, PFL middleweight world title between Johnny Eblen, the undefeated Pressure, and Costello Van Steenis, the Spaniard challenger.
Goltsov trying to counter the single leg with a guillotine attempt. That was enough to warn Anderson off, decided to let it go. But man, big breaths from Goltsov.
One thing about Corey Anderson is he's going to wrestle and re-wrestle and re-wrestle. You have to be prepared to defend 3 in a row. So far, so good here in the second round for Denis Goltsov, but he's got to worry about the striking as well.
Good job going from a static position, which is that over-under wrestling position, into a dynamic position, throwing a lot of combinations, and Goltsov turning around slowly.
Goltsov is in serious trouble here. He is exhausted, and now he's got Corey Anderson wrestling to a top position, full mount for the American.
And plenty of time halfway through the round.
Punishment coming from the left and the right elbow. Corey Anderson will not let up.
Goltsov has to bump his hips and move from this position. Holding on to him will not be good enough. And right now, Corey Anderson is sitting on dead hips. Goltsov not bumping or moving at all.
The corner of Anderson telling him how much time he's got to work.
Dennis,
2 minutes.
you gotta move.
Elbows now coming down, 12-6. Those are
Dennis,
legal
you gotta get out of there
in new
now.
MMA rules.
Move.
And finally, Denis Goltsov gets his legs and hips involved in the defense. Anderson opts to go side control. Get the fence out of the equation. Now knee on belly.
Dennis, get out of there.
Corner shouting all day, and that's how it feels if you're Goltsov, and that's it.
That's enough! Corey Anderson with the second round TKO! And then the wrestling and the pummeling and the chest-to-chest work against the cage just saps the gas tank of the Russian Bogatyr until he's got nothing left.
And once he was around the knees, side control, full mount, it was all over. Goltsov just didn't have the gas left to commit his hips to an escape.
Jan Blachowicz, Ryan Bader, Glover Teixeira, Phil Davis, Davletsan Yakhshimuradov, Denis Goltsov, and one other guy that
I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me right now, but yeah.
Make it now 7 current or former world champions that Corey Anderson has defeated in MMA.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell stops this bout 3 minutes and 28 seconds into round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Corey Overtime Anderson.